former CALD Chair, Honorable Franklin Dilo.
Thank you, June. First of all, it is not true that because I was disappointed with the confirmation of Secretary Raul Gonzalez, I moved. And our good friend Seki is not around, not because he's on vacation, but he's mourning the loss of Germany. And likewise, Eric is not around. That is not a surprise. It's surprising if he is individually. Well, so much for that. On behalf of the Council of Asian Liberals and Democrats and our current chair, Dr. Pitsuwan of Singapore, allow me to extend to our friend, CALD founding father, fellow Asian, esteemed diplomat and champion of Asian democracy and regional integration, His Excellency Dr. Surin Pitsuwan, our fullest and warmest greetings and welcome. Mabuhay, Dr. Surin. It gives us all great pleasure to welcome you to our CALD office, our home of liberalism, if it will, and our home of liberalism as we tender this dinner in your honor. As the first CALD chair, Your Excellency's visit to the Philippines and to this Secretariat of CALD is, we would like to thank a homecoming for you. For it is in essence the enduring ideals of democracy and freedom that provide us with our common sanctuary as liberal democratic parties in Asia. This is also a place of solidarity, Dr. Surin. When our former CALD chair, Sam Rainsy, was barred from entering Cambodia and faced the danger of having his parliamentary immunity revoked, CALD provided safe harbor and an office away from home for several days, right in this very hall and this very room. Incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, 3 weeks from now, a parliamentary election will be held in Cambodia. During a recent conference among political parties in Rome, which we had the pleasure of attending, hosted by the European Democratic Party, Cambodian Member of Parliament Chulong Samura raised the specter of the parliamentary immunity of Sam Rainsy being once more revoked by the Hun Sen government. Thus, the chair of the conference, Member of Parliament Gianni Bernetti, former Italian Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, urged CALD to send an electoral mission to Cambodia as a deterrent to any attempt to subvert the Cambodian people's will in the forthcoming parliamentary election. An electoral mission from Europe, organized by the European Democratic Party, will be going to Cambodia in 2 weeks' time. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 15 years, CALD has drawn immense inspiration from the leadership and commitment of our first chairman, Dr. Surin. We take pride in the fact that as former Minister of Thailand and now the Secretary-General of the ASEAN, Dr. Surin continuously and tirelessly works for the expansion of freedoms all over our region and the deepening of respect for human rights in our societies. As we in CALD celebrate 15 years of political education, advocacy work, networking, and linkage building with a larger global family, as we look forward to many more years of building the institutions and processes of democracy and freedom in Asia, we take stock of the challenges that we still face as members of the ASEAN community, a struggle to keep democracy safe in a world where autocracy and despotism still rear their ugly heads. CALD, with our partner, the Friedrich Naumann Stiftung, and allies like the National Democratic Institute for International Affairs, has over the last 15 years sought to advance the work on these fronts by bringing us and other parties together in conferences and workshops, electoral missions, and dialogues, and by putting forth seminal publications and book projects. While the context and practice of diplomacy and outreach may be different for the ASEAN, we believe that the work of the ASEAN Secretary-General, as exemplified by the unique dynamism and rich experience of Dr. Surin, mirrors in no small measure the ideals and mandate of CALD, which is fundamentally about building a just, progressive, and uncompromising democratic nation. We are confident that with the commitment and leadership of the Secretary-General, ASEAN will succeed in coming up with mechanisms that will provide and protect human rights and the rule of law in the region. We are ever confident that the commitment and vision of Dr. Surin will help move our region towards brighter horizons. Once again, our warm welcome to Mapuha, His Excellency Dr. Surin Pitsuwan. We congratulate you on your assumption as Secretary-General of ASEAN and on the many initiatives that you are now boldly taking to make ASEAN soar to greater heights. Welcome to Manila once again, and we look forward to cooperating with Your Excellency in many of your endeavors as ASEAN Secretary. Thank you very much, and welcome.